Tynee Talks. We're gonna talk about it right here. Yeah, you ready? It's Tynee Talks right here. We gon' talk about it right here. We gon' talk about everything you like. I'ma make it real clear. It's Tynee Talks right here. We gon' talk about it right here. I'ma talk about everything you like. I'ma make it real clear, cause it's Tynee Talks. And I'ma talk about it. Yeah, cause it's Tynee Talks. And I'ma talk about it.
Today's episode is brought to you by Prime 810, a restaurant with upscale dining, quality cocktails, and an elegant lounge, located at 4418 West Pearson Road, Flint, Michigan 48504. Follow Prime 810 on Instagram at prime_8_10. For more information, call 810-820-9741. And welcome to this episode of, ooh, look, I got lipstick all on me. Lord Jesus. Okay. Welcome to this episode of the Tynee Talks podcast, entitled Dating in a Pandemic. Even in a pandemic, shoot your shot. And I have a really dope guest. She's my play cousin in my mind, petty flesh of my flesh, the shoot your shot expert, the one, the only, Jordyn Anese. Welcome to the show. Hey, girl, hey.
Can you see me? Am I okay?
You cute.
Okay.
First of all, where you get that shirt from?
You know what?
YouTube.
So I seen Barshell had a shirt, a white one on like this, and I was like, I need that because I'm saucy too. You know what I'm saying? So he gave me the connect, and actually his cousin Kenneth Bray is, I don't know if he's starting this, but he made the shirt. So I had to beg him, because I'm like, can you make me a shirt? I really like that. I was gonna steal the idea, but don't steal your idea.
Trademark infringement. We might have to call Kiana. You can't be ideas. But if it ain't trademark, it's a free market.
But no, he came through. He came through in the clutch, brought it to me, everything. I was like, you the one, Kenneth. So it's a young guy, Kenneth Bray.
Kenneth Bray with the two saucy shirts.
Okay.
I see you got the shoot your shot head cap on, represent your brand. So as I mentioned before, this is my play cousin in my head. We connected through #lunchbag, but when we became Facebook friends, we realized we were the same lineage of petty.
Of petty. Yeah. It's in the bloodline.
I know it was the blood.
Mm-hmm.
I know it was the blood. Even though we ain't blood related, I know it was the blood.
It's in there. Mm-hmm.
So Jordyn, tell us a little bit about yourself and the concept behind Shoot Your Shot Sundays.
Okay, so I'm Jordyn Anese, as you know, my petty cousin has already told y'all. But I have made it my life's mission, okay, to support local 810 born and bred people with brands and businesses, right? I've been doing this for a long time, maybe 10 years, you know what I'm saying? Just making sure that I was seen and I was supporting, okay? Mm-hmm. So I've been through a couple different brands, just trying to find what it might be that I like, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And just jokingly, maybe 2 years ago, I started just talking about Shoot Your Shot Sundays, just joking. And it started as like a dating thing, right? Because why don't women just shoot their shot? What you got to lose to find common interest and be like, so you single or not? What you got to lose?
You have nothing to lose. I've been shooting my shot for a long time. I've never been afraid. So in school, I got voted biggest flirt. Me and Coleman, New York Times best-selling author, Jaquavis and I, for the class of 2003, were both voted biggest flirt. Because I'm afraid to.
What's good? I'll ball on you.
You got a girlfriend? You
Or
got
no?
or no? Do you got a baby on the way?
Is it somebody who thinks that they will?
Who you live with? What you doing next week?
Because that's the question. Who you live with? Okay. But no,
Essential.
it started as a dating thing, right? And then me and one of my friends, we were at the movies and we went to go see. It was a true story about a lawyer, and Jamie Foxx was in it, and what's the other guy's name? Michael B. Jordan. It just came out like a year ago.
Just
maybe.
Mercy.
Yeah, and he was talking about his strategy. You know, he was trying to talk. I mean, Michael B. Jordan was telling Jamie Foxx his strategy on how they was gonna win. You know, the case. And I looked at my friend and I was like, this is how he gonna shoot his shot. He gonna make Jamie Foxx feel comfortable with the fact that he's a young lawyer, but he has, you know, he's been through some life experience, and that's what shooting your shot is about. Just even in the playing field, like real quick. I know you might not want me to manage you, but let me tell you how I've managed 3 children that wasn't mine.
Right.
Or you know what I'm saying? Let me tell you how I might be young, you feel me? But I've been through a few things. I live in the hood, so I know that when somebody's shooting, I might not be able to save my life and shoot back, but I know I can get on the floor and keep myself protected. Let me show y'all how I manage the household in the hood, because I'm a manager. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop playing with me. You know what
it's
I'm saying?
basically
Like,
what you're saying is we're shooting our shot at life, period. When we go to that job interview, you're shooting your shot to HR. Hey, I can fit in this company culture.
Period.
Even when you want to meet new friends, like we shot out at each other just through mutual friends.
Yeah.
I mean, and you just shoot your shot to say, hey, I might want, you know, to hang out with this tribe or hang out with or, you know, network in a business sense, on a friendship sense, on a professional sense. We just
absolutely.
And so today I like that. I like that over time, because I saw the shoot your shot for many years, and then that was like a thing. Like people look for it on Sundays to go to your page, like, did you shoot your shot?
Or no.
It's a love connection.
Okay.
You the Chuck Berry. Chuck, love connection. You know what I mean? But
what's good?
local scene, we're gonna try to take it worldwide, because everybody across the world, and my listeners come around from around the world, we want them to shoot their shot.
Yeah.
Today's episode, we want you to know that even in a pandemic, you can shoot your shot. Like we've been seeing businesses thriving in the pandemic. I done seen numerous engagements. Some people didn't broke up though, because they couldn't stay in the house. We just So Jordyn, prior to COVID, how was dating for a young millennial in your perspective? Like, what's the scene? What's it like? I'm not single no more. So
dating is different because, you know, back in the day, it was kind of easy. You can just kind of, you know, you kind of start talking to them, you on the phone, before you know it, you sitting on top of the dryer with your feet up, asking them what their favorite color is. Like, but now it's a little bit different. Okay. But now it's a little bit different because the internet is involved, and we think we already know you. Like, oh, I know him. I follow him on Facebook. So we don't ask certain questions, you know what I'm saying? We just kind of real quick, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm about to talk to him and this is going to be a thing. And it's not a thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, it makes it different. So you have to me, you have to go back to that I really don't know this person place.
Right.
Because if you don't, I think that's where we come up with a lot of these pop-up relationships that's like real quick and real over.
They fizzle.
Real quick. They real quick. They 2 months in and it's like, I gave you all I had and now we broke up. Like, no, not in 2 months you didn't. So
and first and foremost, you shouldn't be giving your all in 2 months. I mean, I don't really like Steve Harvey with the 3-month thing, because I know people that got married and they bang the beats on the first night. You understand the idea of getting to know someone over time and not just upfronts.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
But it's different. It's a different scene now. And I think also, you know, social media and technology, I think it's a beautiful thing. So don't get me wrong. I'm talking to you. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for technology, we wouldn't be able to have this. But I think that it's kind of taken away from the art of conversation. if I can say that, because I know in my experience, in some experiences, I won't say all, some experiences I've been able to have long, drawn out conversations, good laughs, be playful, all of the things. You know what I'm saying? But in a lot of them, it's a bunch of what you doing, where you at, what you doing, what you doing, what you gonna do, how was your day today, what you got going on tomorrow. Like, listen, I work, and I got a baby, so that's what I'm doing.
Evolve
Like, but
the conversation.
ask me something else. And even when you ask those, even for me, I'm gonna ask questions. You know, I need to know the things.
21
and I'm
questions
scenario.
times
And
2.
I'm a scenario kind of girl, okay? I'm like, so if Billy has 7 apples, no, I'm just kidding.
If Billy had 7 apples, period. You know, Jordyn, you brought out a good point about people thinking they know you based on social media. And a lot of times social media can be a smoke screen. It can be a facade. And even I've been with my guy for 3 years and I refuse to be his Facebook friend. I just became his Facebook friend last year. We're dating. And prior to that, I had a traumatic experience where I found out my ex, another woman, via Facebook.
You know? No, I'm just playing.
Like, I literally woke up and my best friend called me and was like, have you been on Facebook? Because you know, that's my morning ritual. You say, thank you for waking me up this morning. And then you get to Facebook. But for some reason, this particular day, I woke up and I just went to the bathroom, you know, and she called me immediately. Like, it was early in the morning. So I'm like, and this is after my mama died. So anytime somebody called me at weird times, I'm like, somebody died. She's like, been on Facebook? No, she's like, I just want to be the first to let you know that you need to go on Facebook. And literally, it was the first thing that I saw.
On your timeline, yeah.
So I just didn't even want to incorporate Facebook into my relationship. But I'm also a firm believer that what's done in the dark will come to the light.
Come to light.
I go dig. I'm not going to go dig deep for it. It will rise.
Yeah.
Hey, Angela, still, it will rise.
Okay.
So, yeah, I like that you said that. So tell me a little bit about your dating experience. I know you said you like, you know, scenarios, you know, what's your dating experience? Give us the trauma, the drama, and the good.
Okay, so the trauma. Let's talk about the trauma. Okay. But no, I don't think I've had any trauma, but the bad or the part that is not so great or annoying, like I told you yesterday on the post, I'm like, it's not bad, but it's annoying. Is that lack of conversation for me. You know what I'm saying? Because even when I ask a question, it's a real quick, oh, nothing, or real short answer.
One word.
And at first, see, I'm thinking maybe they don't like me. You know what I'm saying? But it's never that. It's like people have a thing now that I think, not all, but I do know one guy in particular that I don't talk to anymore. He would like me and he would like fan out over me every now and again. But if I wouldn't, okay, but like if say I wouldn't text him, because also new mommy here, baby gonna be one on Halloween. But say I wouldn't hit him up, you know what I'm saying, when I was at work or when I got off, because you know, job, baby, kind of busy.
You're Mamiana.
So all day. So, you know, I would notice, but see, I would notice he wouldn't hit me either. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, what's going on? So I'm like, I did like this happened once. He didn't hit me for like a whole day when I didn't hit him. And I'm like, okay. So the next day I hit him, I'm like, what's going on? What you doing? He like, I ain't heard from Jordyn Anese and da 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 da. And I'm like, I ain't heard from you either. I'm like, what's going on? This is a single guy. He do have a job. He does do things. I'm not saying that he, you know, is not busy. Right. But I'm like, you couldn't even initiate the conversation and say, how is your day going or anything? So at this point, I'm like, okay, maybe it's me. So I'm, you know, here I am, like, let me be a little bit more open and, you know, willing to talk. So we talking again, and we talked about me coming to see him because I had Wednesdays were my day off. And I'm like, okay, so this was a Tuesday. And I'm like, bet. So Wednesday comes around, I'm getting me and my baby ready for the day. And I didn't hear from him at all. Like, I hadn't hit him up, and he definitely didn't hit me up. But I'm like, dang, it's 1:30, almost 2 o'clock. I ain't heard from him or nothing. So I'm like, okay, maybe something happened. Maybe he can't, You know, maybe he can't do this.
Right.
Now, mind you, this is the second time that something like this done happened. We had already been out on a date before, so it's not like, oh, he flaking or whatever. So I'm like, what happened to you? He was like, what happened to you? And I'm like, oh, okay, so you one of them. If I don't hit you up, you
You
not
ain't
gonna
gonna hit me up.
Or you just feel like, because of my social media presence, you feel like I probably got all these other dudes hitting me up, because you know how people get, you got those or whatever.
That's
And
the
it's
insecurities.
like, and I'm
It
like,
just be seeping out.
I'm like, oh, this where you at. And I'm not on that. Like, I'm not one of them girls who gonna be like, look, girl, look, because you know the screenshot community is large and in charge. But I'm not one of them
The
girls.
screenshot ministry
is large. But if I'm talking to you, you know what I'm saying, and you hit me up and we talking and we vibing, I'm not screenshotting your phone calls or how many times you text me back to back, because guess who don't care if you don't respond to my first text? If I got something else funny to say, you're gonna get all this comedy.
I think that's petty though, to be screenshotting.
Yeah, I don't do that kind of stuff. But I know
you know
we live in a generation and in a time where that's a big thing. So you people worry about like, oh, what I look like hitting her up twice. You know what I'm saying? When she don't hit me up. So I'm like, oh, he one of those. You know what I'm saying? He one of those, because like I said, he would fan out over me any other time. And vice versa. It ain't like he was just all on me. Vice versa, because
you were on him too.
He was fine. He had the tattoos.
I love a tattoo.
Girl, okay. A good tattoo, a good sleeve. Stop playing with me. Girl. But okay, anyway. But
so
like,
you know
that.
So in dating, it is important for men and women to know that stimulating conversation is important. And not only that, one thing that I have discovered in dating is that people need to find a temperament that matches them. And I've learned that over time. You know, even with my guy, he wasn't traditionally someone I would have dated, you know, not to, you know, just based on historically what I've dated, but you know, he's he's kind, he's nice. And as time went on, I realized that he matches my temperament. And some people are not dating to seek the temperament that complements them. So that's the one. Why you're seeing the 2 month thing fizzle out. Somebody might be super out into the, you know, maybe two flashy people, and that one person can't handle another flash. You know, so it's kind of, the scales are unbalanced, and that's very important. So now that we're in COVID, things are just a little bit tricky. So what are the pros in dating in a pandemic that basically BC, before Corona, that just wasn't kind of there? But now in a pandemic, it's like this is more refreshing. Now that we're in a pandemic, this is a pro in dating.
Okay, so now, you know, stuff is kind of open back up, but in heavy pandemic time, the pros were, you kind of got to sit with this because you ain't got nothing to do. Ain't nothing to do. You going to work and coming home, or you just home. You know what I'm saying? Or going to the grocery store. But you didn't have activities. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff to distract you. You know what I'm saying? Social media was doing numbers because we was bored, but it wasn't popping like that. We had to really deal with and sit with our demons and all kind of stuff over the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? The pandemic
bored in the house and in the house bored.
Okay. The pandemic made me go back to therapy. Stop playing with me, because I'm like, oh, sis, we don't like that attitude. You know what I'm saying? So it made you sit with who you really were. So when you're talking to somebody or dating somebody in the pandemic, you realize either, okay, I really like them, or you know what? You weren't the move, because I see that this is a thing for you and this is not. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, you get to see patterns. You got to see a bit more.
Ooh, come on, pattern.
And you got to really make a decision, like, because there was somebody also here. I go again with one of my not so successful situations, but me and this person are actually still cool and actually still talk. So we were talking, and I told him that I didn't want him to put all of his eggs in one basket, and not because I'm a player, right? But because I like clingy when it's that. when it's, you know what I'm saying, when it's really that. But I just want the chance to get to see you in your natural light. Like, don't come to me being all up under me, and then 6 months later, it's like, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. I don't have time for you.
Yeah.
Like, don't
bamboozle me. Don't catfish me with the
yeah,
cuddles.
don't do that. Like, because I need to see you in your natural light. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care if your natural light is, I take a nap every day at 2:57 until about 3:48. In that time, I won't be talking to you. And if that's your natural light, don't stay up for me. Because after you do that for 6 months, I'm going to expect you to skip that 3:57, that 2:57 nap every day. Okay?
For me.
I need you for me, because I'm the one. I was the one for 6 months. Why I'm not the one now? Month 7,
Right.
and you sleepy. Now you teepee.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? That was my thing. And I told him that, and he just kind of had reasons why I shouldn't feel like that. And I was like, that's red flaggy for me. And I see that you're not considering what I'm saying to you because of what the norm is when somebody say, don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Let's put a pin. Let's put a pin there.
Okay.
Let's put a pin on not putting your eggs in one basket. Ladies, gentlemen, ladies and germs, all y'all. Everybody come close to the camera, put your ear closer to the headphone. Okay? Jordyn, yes. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, but be careful with that. You got to know who you're dealing with to know when to do what and when to only have that one egg in a basket. And you're mature enough to say that, but I find that a lot of guys are not. So initially when you told him that, it's like, no, I'm not a player. And no, I'm not hoeing out here. And just because I am dating multiple people, that doesn't mean that I'm sleeping with multiple people. And as women, we have evolved over time, because I feel like little Black girls are not taught how to date.
No.
And I was a serial monogamist. It took me a long time to be like, it's okay to date or talk or see multiple people and not be like, I'm a hoe. Even though I'm with people. It took me well into my 30s. Still in my early 30s. But it took me that long to realize, oh, I'm not a hoe because I want to talk to multiple people and not put my eggs in one basket, because he's surely not only talking to multiple people, but sleeping with multiple people. And so when I first met my guy, the first thing I told him, I was like, I just want you to know I'm talking to other people. I mean, I felt period. I felt so empowered because I never did that before. It was like, okay, once I'm talking to this person, I'm locked in, and I gotta prove my loyalty. I'm loyal, and I'm not out here in these streets. Okay, who cares? I don't care what you think. I don't care what you got to say. Either you're with it or get lost. But luckily, when I had multiple eggs, I was able to crack them other eggs and focus on my one egg. And because that person proved to be real. And also for someone, when you made that comment to him, for someone to feel uneasy, that means that they still want to play the field, but they feel a way that you are. Because when I made that statement to my guy, you want to know what he said? And I was actually shockington. He said, may the best man win.
Period. Yeah. I like him.
I said, boy. And it just went from like that. And it was just like, even when he would come over and I'd be like, well, I might go, he'd be like, yeah, you might be talking to him, but I'm over here.
So put your phone down.
Moving forward, I'm just really glad that you pointed that out for the ladies out there shooting your whatever it is. And that can be applicable to a job. Don't just apply to one job at a time. You get on Indeed.com and you submit applications.
All of them.
Until that one.
Okay. What's good?
Jordyn, what are men and women getting wrong about dating? Where they going wrong at?
I think what we're getting wrong as a people is we think, as women, we think that this is, he a man, this what he on. And as men, they think, man, all girls be like. And that's our biggest problem. Yep, that's our biggest problem is thinking like, oh, I didn't hear from him today. Or every time I ask him to do something, he has something else to do. He got to be talking to somebody else. Or, you know what I'm saying? Every time I try to call her, she got to call me right back. She got to be, because they said, that's what they said she was on. Like, that's the problem. That's what we're getting wrong is not allowing ourselves to actually get to know and see somebody, regardless of what we see on social media or what other people have told us. Like, that's our biggest problem. Like, we're stuck at them smoke screens, whether it be the actual screen, social media, or, you know, her just being a woman, him just being a man. That's what we're getting wrong. We're not giving people a real chance. Like, we're coming in with these preconceived notions because they are a woman and because they are popular, or because, you know what I'm saying? Because we did hear X, Y, and Z, instead of just being like, I think you fine. Can we get to know each other?
Can we?
Because you fine.
Talk
For a minute. Boy, I want to know
your name. You brought up something important. You brought up popularity. I feel like popularity should have went out the door in high school, but I feel like it's literally a real thing. Do you feel, I personally feel that people miss out on a great person for them because they might view that person as chatty. That's a Flint word. That means lame from around the world. And I feel like they could really find the love of their life, the person that matches their temperament, the person that makes their toes curl, the person that everyone is looking for.
The person you put your phone down for, okay? Because, honey, I haven't put my phone down since. I'm just playing. But no, you said something that I want to touch on. You said something about temperament. And I have a lot of male friends, and they do things that would deem them as popular or well known, right? And I think that people, another place where we mess up at is that, I'm gonna use me for an example. Like, say I wasn't equipped to deal with a man with the flash, right? Because I got the flash, but we can't be too flashing. I need the flash, and you need to hold the camera, okay? So say that's my mentality, and I go out and I date a well-known rapper or something, and I can't deal with what comes with that. We have to be honest about that too, within ourselves. Too often I see people getting with people who are popular or well-known, and they can't deal with what comes with that. As a rapper, as somebody, or even as myself, I know a lot of people. So when I go out, if people speak to me, they'll be male or female. If a man can't deal with another man being like, what's good, Jody? Or I ain't seen you in a long time. I'm not the one for you, because I can't stop them from just speaking to me at the rate they speak. Because my friends are like, every time I go somewhere, you know somebody. Like, they sick of me.
Right.
But if my man can't handle that, because I'm also the girl that's gonna be like, oh, babe, this is, you know what I'm saying, this is Chuck from around the way.
It ain't shade. I mean, there's no funny business going behind.
Absolutely. For me, it's not. I'm not on that. So it's always gonna be like, oh, babe, this is such and such. I met him at X, Y, and Z, or we went to school together. He date old girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's me. That's who I am. But often I see a lot of men and women get with people who they can't deal with that, and that's not their fault. But we have to be more honest about, you know what? I'm not a rapper's delight. I'm not a rapper's delight. I need a plumber. I would like a regular Joe with
just a regular Jordyn. You pointed out something so great, and I'm glad you brought it to it, because you and I are both social butterflies.
Lizzies.
The territory. I came out the womb talking like, hey, Doc, we're besties.
Okay.
And I dated a guy who could not handle that I knew all the people that I knew. And I'm a hugger. I was raised by my mom. That was a common thread at my mom's funeral. Like, Gonna hug you. She gonna hug life into you. So I am a hug. You like the pandemic for me. Just I can't hug you. I'm like,
Yeah.
it was like the world coming in. We can't hug people. So,
Okay, because I needed all the hugs.
I need a hug. But I was with somebody who I feel like was dimming my light because you're accepting me as a whole person. When I say somebody is my bro, because I know that's the thing. She said that was her bro, but she was fucking that. You know what I mean? Ooh, screwing it. But it's like, no, when I say you my bro, you're my bro. If I say my play cousin, that's my play cousin. If you was my former nigga, you was my former guy. You know what I mean? I'm not
my old work. That's my old work.
Yes.
Play too much.
If that's my ex, that's my ex. I'm not gonna say you're my brother because that would be incestuous. You find somebody who understands that part about you. Like my guy, he like, okay, I know she gonna come in here and talk to 4 billion people, and he, he stands to the side, he honors it, he respects it, and he knows it's me. Where a person was just like, you need to, get home and berate me.
Yeah. Yeah, oh, I've been in there. Trust me. I had somebody tell me, and he'll probably watch this. Hey, I had somebody tell me that he would pay me not to host events anymore. Remember, I was hosting those like, it was Tia. Tia Scott. She was having those. I forgot the name of them, but they used to pop. Those
at the GFAC.
Yes, and I used to host them, and I started dating somebody, and he was like, "I'll pay you not to do that no more. I'll give you what she gives you." Not. And in my mind back then, I wasn't even thinking this is a control thing. But as time went on, I started to see how that was a control thing for him. Like I would introduce him to people, and he'd be like, "Don't effing introduce me to nobody else. I don't need to know that." And I was like, "Oh, you wanted him."
Ladies, and this goes back to because sometimes we get caught up in thinking that something only happens to us as women.
Yeah, it happens to men. It happens to men for sure. I can see that.
Be
careful
with confusing, controlling with, oh, they just really down for me. Because they thought like, oh, he loves me so much that I'm his. No, that is a red flag.
Yeah, a huge red flag. Don't ever sweep that under the rug. I just want people to know because that leaves you where it left me. That breakup was real traumatic. So,
child, moving forward, Steve Harvey Jordyn suggests that introducing your kids or child up front. How do you feel about when you're dating, male or female, introducing your kid up front? Should it be up front or should it wait a while?
Well, my son is a baby, but I do take I take parenting very seriously. It was something that I never thought I could do, never thought I would be able to do because they said I wouldn't, and look at God.
Shout out to God. Shout out to God. Is you Sarah?
Because
Come on, testimony.
But yeah, you know what I'm saying? It was something I wasn't supposed to be able to do. So now that I can do it, now that I've done it, it's like, who can't do what? But I take that very seriously. You know what I'm saying? And I think that depending on your child's age, and there's a way to wait. Let me even not even with age. There's a way to introduce to the son, to your child, because you let your child meet your friends. I will hope the people who you call friends are good enough to be around your children.
Right.
But when you're getting to know somebody or actually dating, you're dating someone, then I think at the juncture where they want to bring you lunch, they want to bring you dinner, and you're at home, with your kid, or you're around your kid, they want to see you, or they even catch you in the mall, catch you out in traffic with your child. This is mommy's friend. The wife. And the wife. I don't know the wife, y'all.
Look, Leroy is my go-to name.
This is mommy's friend, the wife. The wife, this is my son. And that's as simple as it gets. But I think to actually have them around your child on a natural or like consistent basis, you should know that that basket and that egg is yours. Like that should be something you're building. But when you're dating and just talking to, this is mommy's friend. Because like you said, and I know it's a joke where people say, this is Uncle such and such. No, stop playing with your kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop playing with your children and telling them that this is Uncle such and such. Because, no. But mommy's friend.
Jordyn, that's so funny. I was watching the game last night, and Tasha Mack was like, Malik think I got 14 brothers.
Yes, I remember that episode.
And she up there telling every boyfriend that, oh, this your uncle. No,
stop playing with your kids. I think it's the thing where you can be honest with your children, but you don't have to say, because in their mind, friend is good enough. That's good enough for their young minds. But this is mommy's friend Dwight. You know what I'm saying? Like this is mommy's friend Dwight. And this is my son. He brought us some food. Say thank you. I mean, all that is teaching is your child to form relationship at that point. Yeah. It's not teaching them that you're with them. It's not teaching them anything, but it's not giving them a false pretense of that being your uncle. You know what I'm saying? Or your
this is going to be a permanent fixture in your life. It's, a friend, acquaintance. This is my friends, because sometimes acquaintances are here for the long haul. Sometimes, even the friend thing, like they say, a season, a reason, and all that good
stuff. All of that. And it just makes for an easier conversation when and if things progress. Because if things progress between mommy and Dwight, when Dwight coming over or when y'all getting engaged, it'll be like mommy and Dwight decided that they loved each other. And this is it. Instead of saying mommy and Uncle Dwight, because it's gonna be like,
so I can date my cousin. I think
right. So that's what we on.
That's hella weird.
But I think that it's okay to introduce them in that way. And I've seen people even do stuff like they go on dates, or like a man will take a woman and her child to the zoo or something like that because they want to spend time with you. And that's still mommy's friend or mommy's acquaintance. You don't have to be, you ain't gotta be all PDA and with your kid if it's not that. And if you're not comfortable with that, that's a conversation. Everything is literally communication.
Jordyn, you hit the nail on the head, and that's why I got my master's degree in communications. Period. What are some first impression turnoffs on a date? Fire them off. What's some turnoffs?
Being on your phone. Not engaging. Yeah, not engaging in conversation, like we said earlier. Not being attentive. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're on a date, be attentive. Oh, you don't like that? Or even to me, some women don't like this, right? But I find it very attractive for a man to be like, oh, what are you thinking about getting, or what do you want? And me to tell him, and when the waiter and or waitress, whoever comes over, he says, oh, she's gonna have.
Ain't that
cute? I like that.
Some women are not, they're like patriarchy.
Yeah, I get them. I get that, but mama likes that.
Okay. You gotta know you.
Okay.
You gotta know you.
I do like that. I do. It's not a must, but
y'all hear that, guys? Shoot your shot. Ask her what she want, and the waiter.
Yeah. Let them know what I want.
She want the.
But right. But then the turn off is like also not being a good tipper. Even if I'm paying, because I tip. I went on a date. I took somebody on a date because September was taking man on a date month. I took somebody on a date this month. And I tipped. And then he tipped on top of my tip. And I was like, you the one. Not for me, but for someone. You the one.
I think that, because that says a lot about... It shows you some character, and that's some things that you should look for out here dating, character. So we're gonna get into that. I would say we're in COVID now, so BC before Corona. I would say some first impression turnoffs is bad breath, yellow, like please brush your teeth, and even in COVID, because if we're having a Zoom day,
let me see.
Look a little high.
Look alive. Look alive.
Prepare yourself.
Center yourself. Smell
good. Like, don't be musty. You know, I can understand if maybe you didn't get a lineup that week, but have an essence of that you keep yourself groomed and not unkempt.
Mhm.
Unkemptness are definitely turned off. So since COVID has changed the way we do things, in the future, should the first date be via Zoom? Like a meeting
Um,
first, and then we go out into the world. What you
it could be. It could be because people are different, right? Like in my past experiences, I've been pretty public. Like y'all get on Facebook, and I'm not I'm not a serial dater, so it wasn't like every 6 months I have a new man. But y'all knew who I was dating. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like, okay, she with him. Oh, okay, now she's single, and now she's with him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right?
but for me now, it's more so like I forgot that this is a sacred space, and putting it out there gives people the chance to talk about, be all
Talk
over your
about it.
sacred space. You know,
Scrutinize
and
it.
put their energy on your sacred space. So I have become a more private dater now at this point in my life because I actually want to be married. So since COVID is giving us a new world order here, okay,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that there would even be an issue with it being like, can we have, a FaceTime date, a Zoom date, you know what I'm saying, where we just kind of talk and get to know each other, our likes and stuff, just love languages. Like that wouldn't even bother me. You know what I'm saying? Let's do that and find out if we can vibe first. You know what I'm saying? Or even if it's not a Zoom, if it's just, you want to meet me downtown Detroit, or you want to meet me, like where we can go for a walk and just kind of talk and not have to spend no money.
Yeah,
On
because
one
that seems
another.
to be an issue these days. Dudes are
Yeah.
really upset about the paying for the first date. I think they're trying to evolve.
Yes. Yeah.
Personally, my standard is I feel like the first date the guy should pay for. Will I pay for subsequent dates?
Yeah.
But I'm
But
also
the
down
first
for
date, yeah.
I'm down for the meet and greets. That's what I like to call them.
Mm-hmm.
Be at a bookstore, maybe at the coffee
Yep.
shop, and then we can progress from there. But you're gonna pay for that first date. That's my standard. Y'all should.
Mine too. You got to. You have to. And if you don't like my standard, then you don't like me, and that's okay. Yeah.
Move forward. Find the egg for you.
Yeah, because I'm not the egg for you. Okay. But I am not opposed to those things. I'm not trying to make it easier for you, but actually I'm trying to save both of us.
Yeah.
Some time. Because we don't just waste men's time, okay? You'll also waste ours.
And that's on period. And lastly, we got some stuff to get to on this call. So with this episode, Tynee Talks in conjunction with the Shoot Your Shot brand and Prime 810, the new scale restaurant in Flint, Michigan. We had the Shoot Your Shot contest. Had the opportunity to plan the perfect pandemic date, since we're in the age of the new world order, midst of the pandemic, although we're slowly opening up. And so people were able to submit their stories of what the perfect or most exciting pandemic date would be, and then they will have the opportunity to win a date for two to the new Prime 810 restaurant, which I seen the food, like the food looks impeccable. I heard the drinks were fire. So
yes,
Tyler, thank you, Ray Tyler, for sponsoring this episode by being able to sponsor a date. So with submissions, I narrowed it down to the two best entries. And Jordyn Anese, our shooting your shot expert, will don the winner of this contest. You ready?
I'm ready, girl.
Ready, Jay? All right.
Let's go get them.
This person submitted, the perfect pandemic date starts off with a text message. It says me, I want to take you on a date. Casual dress, be ready at 3. Her, will do. Simple text message, simple instructions. 30 minutes before 3, I call her to see what color she is wearing so I can go to the local gas station where they sell the fashion masks and get her one to match her outfit.
Period.
that was thoughtful. So pick her up and take her to the local park where I wipe down her swing with Clorox disinfecting wipes and begin to push her while we have conversations about her high school, where she went, her favorite subject, does she like the marching band, and so on and so forth. Conversation continues while walking 6 feet apart from anyone else around the park. Then I would take her on what I would like to call the tour of a place called Flint, beginning with 410 East Patterson, of course, where it all started, my home address. I don't think he lives there anymore, so maybe I should. Then I would take her to all my elementary schools in order of Dort Cody, which is no longer standing on Fenton Road, and Stewart on the south side, followed by the most prestigious high school, the Flint Central High School. Take her out to eat at the new Prime 810. Shout out to Ray Tyler, where we would order with our phones instead of menus, and we would also indulge in some adult beverages. My choice would be absolute, because it's absolutely the truth. Then I would take her to my pandemic-proof corner store, just so she'll know where I'm at. End the night by walking her to her door and kissing her on her cheek and thanking her for spending time with me. If all else fails, we can link up with the pandemic poppy.
That was cute. That was cute.
That was cute. You see why he made top 2?
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
like
You like that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Our next entry comes from, I can't tell you. They'll know. We'll announce the winner when I announce the winner.
Period.
It says, we start the date with a Starbucks run. Women love Starbucks. You ain't wrong.
Like that.
Now, I like this date because it is time sequence. So it's 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. We rent a canoe at Heavener Canoe and Kayak Rental and paddle upstream, have lunch, and then coast back downstream. From 11:15 a.m. to 12:30 p.m., we eat an edible, listen to some Lucky Day, and ride to Oasis Hot Tub Garden in Ann Arbor. You had me at Lucky Day and
Eat an edible, child.
12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. We relax in our own personal hot tub. Bathing suits are optional. While we listen to the Erykah Badu versus Jill Scott battle, by at least 4 of the fragrance oils that you can put in the hot tub, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
From 2 p.m. to 3 p.m., scenic ride home, stopping through subdivisions and looking at houses. 3:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. nap time. This person gotta be over 30 because the nap time is very important.
Okay.
8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. dinner at one of the restaurants in downtown Flint. 9:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. walk around and dance downtown while playing music on a portable speaker. 11 p.m. until fire pit and music by Jay Howell while we sip wine.
Girl.
Ooh, Jordyn, you can shoot your shot expert, child.
So one of them can get the prime, the other one can date me. Because both dates was like,
wasn't I would be down to go to both of these dates for sure.
Absolutely, both of them for sure. So whoever I don't pick, let me know what y'all doing so I can get a sitter.
Let her know, guys.
Hopefully you find, because
So Jordyn, you're the shot expert. Is it pandemic date 1 or pandemic date 2?
You know what? This is probably biased, and the Lord is here. So okay, but I'm gonna go with pandemic date 1 because it was so Flint. You know what I'm saying? And y'all already know I love my city. Okay, and he was so Flint.
It was very
like
Flint.
I was like, he the one. Okay.
That hood love.
I love that. Y'all know I'm from Merle Hood on the north, and I'm just like, Y'all see all my pictures tagged Merle Hood. Like, what's good? Even when I'm at work, I tag them.
It was so.
But I do love the first. I love both of them. You know what I'm saying? But the first one was just so Flint, and we so Flint. Like, you know what I'm saying? All three of the people part of this podcast today are, you know what I'm saying, 810 people born and bred, doing our thing. So I'm gonna go with the first date being the winner.
All right, so that person would be the Joseph Taylor. Congratulations, Joseph Taylor.
Woo! Joseph Taylor.
Be giving your information to the Ray Tyler for you can take a nice young woman to Prime 810 for upscale dining and cocktails.
Yes.
Lastly, for dating a pandemic, now no longer do you only get STD testing, you have to get COVID
tested. Stop playing with it, people.
So, as the new segment of Tynee Talks, don't be a headline hoe. Today's headline hoe goes to Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez.
Ooh,
Hold on, let me pull it up.
Need a little music.
All right, it says the headline is Tory Lanez reportedly told Megan Thee Stallion to dance before the shooting. According to page 6, startlingly new details continue to emerge in the Megan Thee Stallion Tory Lanez shooting story. To wit, Complex has new reporting from a source close to the situation, who alleges that before firing 4 shots at Megan Thee Stallion's feet, Tory Lanez allegedly told her, and I quote, "Dance, bitch." Meanwhile, an insider told page 6 the source's claim in Complex story are true. The outlet source also alleges that Lanez, 28, offered Megan, 25, and her friend Kelsey Nicole hush money in the aftermath of the incident. As she's going into surgery, this maniac is texting her, the source said. He's basically trying to say he'll pay. Her friends are also getting calls to receive money. He was also trying to keep her quiet. Reach for comment by page 6. Lanez rep us the claims, tells us that the claims are completely false, fabricated, and insane. And Lanez categorically denies these allegations. Whew, it's been a wild 24 hours for this story, which dates back to mid-July. Thursday, Lanez teased an announcement about the shooting after 2 months of silence, though it turned out to be simply a photo of his new album cover, Daystar. In all thy getting, remember to get an understanding and don't be a headline hoe. Read the entire article and don't be caught out here like Meg in the dating scene. Don't date you a nigga that's gonna shoot you.
And don't protect him if he do.
Thank you, Jordyn. I hope you have a wonderful day. It's been a pleasure. And don't forget, shoot your shot.
Period.
Period.